Right, so I think we're live now. So just want to work on some more artwork for today. Perhaps I would like to adjust the attack sprite here and create an idle. Let's let's see if I go and copy this. I just one, and then I'm just going to call this idle. Same thing. I'm going to be using GIMP here, so I'm just going to configure the grid. So you can see I have the horizontal and the vertical, just to make sure that it will be easy for me to splice the sprites in Unity. And you're going to go have the show grid. And I'm just going to work on some of the parts here. And I'll also look at some references for an idle archer. I'll check here if I can see some post. I think let's just have this one. Let's adjust this part. I'm going to have the layer, the image size. So I'll just adjust it. And where's our this one? I want this to be layer image size. I'm just going to crop it afterwards. I want the legs, or I will be adjusting the bahag or the dress of the fighter warrior here, or the warrior. So let me go. I'm just going to go clean up once we are already able to work on improving the details of the art. But for now, as I mentioned, I'm just going to focus on the shape and form. Plus end. Then I just want to go spread the legs a little bit. I'll have the legs here. I'm pressing the shift key. Let's see. I want the legs to be a little bit spread with the knee. And let's have this. I'll just work on improving that part of the knee. But for now, just want to draw the curve here. Yeah. Then we'll have the hug. Uh, I want to have, let's see, been thinking on redesigning the bahag. That's a traditional clothing during the old times here in our country, in the Philippines. Just for some additional knowledge. So I want to have the bahag. Let's see here. Let's have some curves. Then we can add, of course, the color red. This is not yet the final design, but I'll think about it whether I'll stick with it or not. No? And I want to have this part here. So what do we want to do here? What will be our decision for this? Hmm. I'll have this part at this one and the skin area. Right? Then select one. I have some parts of that I have on the back. Let's I believe I created, but where did how to call it correctly? I'll go get this color. Last time I did that, I recall picking this a darker color. And we can actually set that up also with Jim. If you go, I recall we can have, hmm, where did if I remember it correctly, we have a way for Jim to, sorry, the dogs are barking. I'll go explore that. I forgot how I did that before when I was exploring Jim. But I'll try to explore or find what I was talking about. We can have some sort of color palette that we can set up with Jim. That's the beauty of Jim. I think it's here. Mm, palettes. No, I'll just look for it some other time. For now, I want to at least finish the idol post. And I want the leg. Just have this part here. Hmm, the arm. I'll try to adjust it later. And to delete this part. And here we can draw this part onto this part here. So in the top. Mhm. It's actually a holiday here sa mga fellow Filipinos, if ever. It's a holiday today. That's why I have some time to go and do some drawing time. One thing I want to do here in the idol, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to get this arrow part. I'm thinking about redesigning the arrow, but for now, I'll stick with it. And this is going to be for I think I'm going to call this idol underscore zero. And this is going to be idol arrow or bow. I think that's better to call it bow. Then I can just hide that first, and then I'm going to delete this parts. I'm just going to redraw it. I want this to be an idle post for our archer. Let's clean up the mask, right? It's going to be how it will look. Let's add some curves in of the anti-aliases. To delete some parts. Let's take some time to let's try to um, delete some of those content aliases. Just pressing on the left mouse button. So I try to delete some of those pixels. Let me just also share this live stream on my FB page. Maybe it will be while I'm doing that and it's still loading. So let's some of this here. Let's do some of this. This one, some extra pixels. Just clean up. Still work on, you know, want this to be the skin. We'll add some of the shadows perhaps some other time. For now, I just want the arm to be laid down. Let's say I have the biceps here and the shoulder. Let's clean this up. I want to have some space here, so for the shoulder, I have muscles, I have the forearm, um, there's some curves there, and perhaps the fingers. Let's have the thumb, looking for here some parts of the fingers, right? So the wrist area, and in you can actually set up more grid lines if I wanted to. Just to, for now, I'm just estimating based on my preference. I'm not following any set of rules for drawing the parts of the body of the character. Just looking at how it looks. And if the feel looks fine, I proceed with it. Of course, there are some there are some basic rules that you might want to explore and research about, especially for drawing pixel art. But for me, I'm just doing this a widow, or let's say I would say more on if it feels or it looks fine for me, I'll proceed with it. Okay, I'm not being too meticulous. Mhm. Okay, so now we have that arm. Let's have so this here. We'll just add some shadows perhaps. So this is the hand, and we have a thumb here. I think I will go with that. Okay, so seems like yes, it be that way. So let's have in here this chest part. course, the mm, this the neck area. Let's give the mask. And this one's going to be the chest area. Mm. I want to have the arm grabbing onto the bow and the leg will be a little bit forward. And we have the knee and the let's have this a little bit going here. Let's have the position and this adjust. And this one want to delete. Mm. It's getting deleted. Just to visible. Now let's have the skin. Let's go. And this is the magic tool or pause the select tool. And press on the control key for us to get the color picker working. Select none. Of course, it's best if we test this out in Unity, but for now, it's going to excuse me. I just had my dinner. So we want the arm to be holding the bow. So it's just the forearm and then the wrist part near the middle bow should be moved here. Like that, right? I think that's how we just need to adjust. What's better if we have bow that way? Can we have it? We did some parts of the bow first. We just think up if we can further improve the looks of the bow there. Right here. Also, I think I drew the arm a little bit small. Mm. Okay, so let's increase that. Let's this part forearm and the tricep muscles. No, it's a little too large. Of course, we can reduce this. Into say I want this to be a little dark. This part will be this area. This one. And see if you have the arm here. Maybe about muscle. No, no. Yeah. We could select the without her tool. I could be the spot here. It's not currently being pulled, so we might want to adjust the bow. Let's see. Select image should be the image size. Then we want this to go here as the bow is not currently being stretched. I want the bow to go like this. It's not currently there, it's not tensioned. Mhm. Let's delete this part. Should we move it with the outward? To reduce this also. Still this part. It's better if we delete it directly. Then we have the go plus a little bit position. And again, we wanted to have that curve on the bottom. So what I can do here, duplicate this, then look for flip, and I'm going to say, want to flip this horizontally. No, it's going to be the flip this vertically. There we go. And then I'm just going to move it up here and then delete the excess parts of this one. Well, so that's possible. Just wanted to make our lives a little faster or quicker. And of course, we want to end and draw on these parts. So that should be here. And this one. I want to delete some parts also from here just to keep the curve of the bow. I think we can merge. Let's not merge it here. I want to do something here first. In some cleaning. Remove some parts here. If I can correctly select the one that needs to be keeping. Of course, we'll be merging this also. And I'm thinking, how do we want this to, do we want the body to be moving a little bit forward or backward? Hmm, so, still undecided. We'll just have to work on it. Because we don't want to forget the background. Can I already merge this? So, that's a challenge. Kasi I'm repeating myself on some parts because of what I did here. No, don't want that. And we want to have with the bow, the thing turning this into green cone. But stick with this. Just because I want to have that also here. Now, put it here. Uh, See, that's the rope of the bow. Right? Or I think the bow should be on top. I think that's better. So that's good. So, okay. So still not perfect, but at least we now have a quick bow. I can adjust this. I'm just using a mouse by the way, so please bear with me. and it's hard to draw sometimes with just the mouse. Should I should I go and have this show? So if I'm grabbing with my thumb, should be able to see some of my fingers, right? Some parts like this one and this way and over here. And there are some parts of the finger here. Yeah, some down here. And then over the we will have some at the bow. Okay, for now I'm good with that. Okay, that's the first frame. And let us to do for the next frame. Have him moving forward and backward a little bit, then moving up and down. This and then how do we want to play around with this? I think I'll go take this out. This one also. This one also. So now we have the new one. Just in case, I'm going to copy this part here and hide that to going to merge this one. And if I go just opposite, so that's available now for us. Layer to image size, just to clean it. And what do I want? The idle position. Well, I think I'll need to do up some things here. Forget to do something. We also add some shadows. We can already add the shadows. Like some parts of the body. Some shadows. Mm, we have some parts of the light, some bits of shadows. And those shadows here. Mm. If you want this, a bit light. Let's see. You have the shadow. No, that's in the shadow. So let's go add some shadows here. So that's one frame for the idle. Let's go and try to have another frame where the character might want to be. Should I make one? Hmm. Or what we can try to do. Hmm. Let me do about this. Hide this. I just want him to be. Bring it a little downward. And let's just let this move a little downward. Want to move this part a little bit down. The knee part, upper part, I want to meet. Oops. It's not too obvious, but I want to happen is I would want as if he move a little bit downward. That's what I wanted to happen. Not too obvious, but should I make him? I'll change the hair. Let's say move a little bit downward. So we want to have the hair go up like this a bit. Right? Another thing is to have this part move a little bit upward. Absolutely. Just to show that there's a little bit of movement. And let's have this. This one, I think you can have. What does it have if we have it? Let's see. Let's see what I like that. This one we want to have a little adjustments here. To There will be some movements on the clothing. So start with because it went down. So I think the road should be at this only a little bit downward also. Then let's call this idle one. I'll go back here. We can now merge this. Sorry, I made a mistake there. Idle one, idle zero. Okay, so it's not idle zero again. Then we'll be moving the idle zero. Layer to image size. And what do we want to happen? We want that as if he leaned a little bit forward, perhaps. So saying this will be idle. I want him to lean a little bit forward. So let's go and get this part. I want to just make this as quick as possible. Just a little bit of leaning a little bit forward. As if he leaned a little bit forward. Right there. I think that's too much. So let's go back to here. Let's move and a little bit forward. Just like that is very minimal movement. And that's what I don't want. I do it zero. This one, I want to go and delete that part. Wanted him to move a little bit forward. Oh, sorry. So, but I went a little too overboard there. I just wanted to see that he moved a little bit forward. That was really to use this last nice image. Slight changes we might need to let's merge this down. Push down here. So we moved a little bit. Oh, I think I needed to delete some more parts here. No, no, no. What did I do there? Yep. I need to have some sort of let's merge it. I'll just clean it up manually. I think perhaps we can have this model towards this one. Maybe with here, right? Try to figure out the other part. And anywhere we want to this a little bit. Oh no, what did I do that? Oh, that's a perspective. Um, what do I put? It's not pixel perfect though. At least we're seeing that there's a little bit of movement as the player progresses. We'll only see how this will look once we're already in Unity. Of course, it's good that we do some testing, but for now, I just want to let's have a rough, rough draft of how our character will be moving. So let's just clean up some parts. And then we have the finger, thumb, and some parts here. It's going to still keep after it get a little bit lot of anti-aliases due to the rotation that we did. If you have some suggestions on how I can make my workflow much easier with regards to how it's going to be working, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so I think I'll just stay for this for now. I think I'll just have the idle here also placed here, just for the first initial graph of the idle. Or I can just add more. So he went down, and I think we can have idle or three. Of course, we want to go get the idle two, 0, 1, 2, or 0, 1. I want to have a copy of this. Then I just want to go get that part from here. Okay. And the idea is I want that part to be moving a little bit upward. I'm just going to delete upper part. And I'll just do here. Just do some cleaning up. Hmm. Don't want some parts here. Oops. Want, I want to, oops. Well, once it comes to the data tree here, I want this to be a little bit flying on. Let's increase, let's merge this down. And in here, I just want to adjust this a little bit more further. As this part will be moving a little bit outside of the and even here, okay? And with this delete this part. Yes, it's already past that part further up. So we have this like that. And it can up a little bit. And then it back down. Okay, so I think that's it for this for the meantime. And I'll just continue working on the enemy. Bye bye,